morning, everybody. I'm Adriano Travaglia, founder and president of the European Startup Association. This is the first interview via Skype to our investors to better understand their target investments and what made their investments successful and what not. I'm today with Pascal Levensohn. I thank you for being here with us.
Thank you.
How do you do?
I'm well, thank you.
Okay, good. Pascal is a highly experienced international investor, but please, Pascal, could you introduce yourself and also focusing on your target investments?
Thank you. I'm the founder and managing partner of Levensohn Venture Partners, which I established in 1996. I'm also the senior managing director of Dolby Family Ventures, and I co-manage that portfolio with David Dolby. David and I have worked together for over 8 years. I've been a professional investor since 1983 and have 24 years of venture capital investing experience in technology across 6 different venture funds. I'm actually here in Geneva for board meetings this week and currently serve on 3 European venture boards. As a general statement, I can say that we favor investments that represent breakthrough innovation, and we prefer investing in hard science, which means that we aren't likely to consider investing in social media applications. Specific areas of interest for us include advanced imaging technologies and 3D data, automation and machine learning, signal processing and encapsulation of secure data, and therapeutics dedicated to finding a cure to Alzheimer's disease. These areas translate into several multi-year technology themes in different fields that include augmented and virtual reality, aerospace, and cybersecurity. An important subset of our portfolio is dedicated to disease-modifying therapeutics companies that target Alzheimer's disease. All of our life sciences investments focus on brain health and neurodegeneration, and we have dedicated scientists who are investment professionals and are neuroscience specialists who lead our scientific due diligence in these startups. My personal background is focused on information technology, and I've invested in over 100 startups since 1993. As an active venture investor, my skills center on building management teams, supporting entrepreneurs in the area of operational finance, and working with marketing and sales executives to close early adopters of new technologies as customers and to develop effective competitive strategies. As a professional director, I focus on rooting out dysfunction in the boardroom and implementing corporate governance best practices. And as a portfolio manager, I'm responsible for financial risk management as well as managing our team of investing professionals.
Cool. So you are in Switzerland and you find, can you say, good startups in Europe?
Absolutely. So I've been investing actively in Europe for 5 years now, and my view has always been that Silicon Valley certainly has no monopoly on great ideas, and you can find great innovators all over the world.
Perfect. Now, what are some of the key common characteristics of your favorite portfolio companies? What made them successful in your experience?
First and foremost is collaborative and communicative CEOs who are coachable. And that what follows from that is a management culture in the company that reflects the open communication and transparency that's led by the CEO's example. Also, I would say that another corollary to that is teams that communicate more with the investors and directors when things are going badly. not less. Financial forecasting that is flexible and realistic in terms of properly managing expectations. I'd say to put a fine point on it, I also find that at great companies, the CEO actively manages the board, which means that the CEO tasks directors and investors with helping the company strategically. We need to be considered part of the value-adding team, not just passive capital. You'll note that these characteristics do not focus on the technology itself, and that's because all of our companies are based on highly differentiated technology, they're competitively well-positioned, and they have strong, defensible intellectual property. But those qualities are not guarantees of success. That's just the threshold requirement to be in the game.
Cool. On the other hand, what are some of the most challenging aspects of your least favorite investments, and what can be done to address them?
The first is the opposite, in effect, of what I just told you. So CEOs who think they know all the answers and are not consultative or coachable. Get teams that mismanage expectations and do not deliver when they say they will. Micromanagers who can't recruit strong team members and they need to feel that they're always the smartest person in the room. So in effect, that tells you that these people cannot scale and they can't manage up. I'd say another bad characteristic is weak co-investors who cannot be relied on when the going gets tough and who are not willing to support making hard decisions, both with respect to making management changes and with respect to strategic repositioning when the facts on the ground change.
So basically, it's always attitude of people that are involved into a company that are, the attitude is the most important thing.
It's the attitude, but also it's a commitment to being flexible and to understand that, again, it is so rare, right? Everybody talks about success, is this rocket ship and, everything is up and to the right. But that's just not reality. Reality is this is a high beta business, right? As Wall Street people would say, right? So you may be up and to the right, but you're going to have a lot of zigs and zags along the way. So you need teams that are flexible. You need co-investors that are flexible, right? The whole notion of the pivot, right? There's lots of mini pivots, right, along the way. So.
Yeah. Cool. Go deeper on the investments, on the techniques of investments that you are used to do. Which clauses do you usually include in the shareholders agreement, and why? For example, just because we talked about people, governance clauses or other financial clauses as tag drag along and something like this. Yeah.
Yes. Well, first we insist on the company having a fiduciary board of directors, and we insist on that far more now than even a few years ago when we made some investments in safe notes, and we will not do that anymore because safe notes had allowed managements to dodge accountability by not setting up a board of directors, and we had some bad outcomes simply as a result of lack of governance. So we definitely insist on a fiduciary board. We will not invest in any convertible note if there's no board of directors. We will not invest in uncapped notes, regardless. And while we don't typically lead or price around, since normally in a Series A, we'll account for about 10% of the capital in that round, we strongly prefer priced rounds. In seed investments, we will, I'd say we could account for up to a third of the capital, but we believe in the importance of syndication. And I'd say in terms of any specific clauses, we certainly look for restrictions on share sales, right? So we want to make sure that there can't be a major change in ownership without our approval. And again, that can mean just a majority of the series of preferred that we invest in or of a convertible note. And this is just critical because, especially at the early stage, it impacts syndication. And also, we don't want founders selling shares early or without a right of first refusal, for the company first.
Thank you. Very good news. Very good info about your thoughts as investor. And I hope that you will have good days in Switzerland, even if I know that you want to go to ski, sorry. But it's always a pleasure to interview you, and I hope to see you soon. Thank you again, and yeah, next time.
Thanks very much, and look forward to speaking with you again and to seeing you at another European Startup Association event. Thank you.